You ever have that feeling? You know, the one where the tools you bought to run your business are, well, they're actually running you? It's a crazy thought, but a huge shift is happening, kind of under the radar. We're talking about a quiet revolution in tech, one that's moving us away from managing software to a future where our businesses, well, they pretty much run themselves. So let's dive in and see what that actually looks like.
And this quote from Peter Tippett, wow, it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It perfectly sums up this whole mess. I mean, we all bought into the dream, right? The promise that software would automate everything, keep us organized, make life simple. But somewhere along the way, that promise just got completely tangled up in a web of dashboards, endless reports, and constant updates.
So yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? How do we get out of this trap? And let me tell you, the answer isn't just another app or some fancier dashboard. Nope, the answer is something way more fundamental, a massive shift in how smart our tools actually are. Okay, so before we can really get into where we're headed, we've got to unpack the problem we're all stuck in right now. It's what you might call the software paradox. I mean, think about it. Business owners are up late, not strategizing about growth, but wrestling with their software. It's this weird state of paralysis. You're just drowning in data, but you have zero clarity. You've got tons of software, but none of it's making any sense. The conversation is totally shifted from how do we grow this thing to how do we just keep our heads above water? The disconnect here is it's huge. We were promised automation, and what did we get? Overwhelming complexity. We were promised organization, and instead we got a mountain of dashboards to manage. And the promise of simplicity? Well, that turned into total operational paralysis. It's the complete opposite of what we signed up for.
But something's changed. A line has been drawn in the sand. A new kind of technology has shown up, and it is completely changing the rules of the game. And that technology, of course, is artificial intelligence.
Now, this is the part you really got to get. Traditional software, it's kind of dumb. It's programmed, it just follows a strict set of rules. Do this, then do that. AI is totally different. It learns. It gets the context of what's happening. And this is the real game changer, it understands your intent. For the very first time, we have tools that can actually figure out what you're trying to do, not just blindly record the steps you're taking. And you can see how this changes everything. The goal isn't to give you a shinier dashboard to stare at. No way. The new goal is to build a system that runs the business for you, one that just quietly and efficiently takes over all the grunt work that's been slowing you down. So you're probably thinking, okay, that sounds great, but how does this actually work in the real world? Well, it's not some big, dramatic rip and replace kind of thing. It's much more subtle. Think of it as the invisible handover. So the first place we're seeing this really take hold is in the global fitness studio market. And that's a $50 billion industry, by the way. So why start there? Well, it's kind of the perfect storm. The day-to-day operational pain is super intense. The data is really good, and you've got these passionate owners who are stuck using ancient software that was built for booking classes, not for actually growing a business. And this is where that invisible part really shines. The AI just plugs right into whatever systems the studio is already using. There's no nightmare data migration project. You don't have to retrain your whole staff on some new, complicated platform. The friction to get started is basically zero. You plug it in, and it just starts working. Okay, so from day one, the system is like a silent partner. It's just watching and learning. It's looking at schedules, at cash flow, at how members behave. Then, slowly but surely, it starts to take things off your plate. First, it's the really boring, repetitive stuff. Then, it gets smarter and starts suggesting strategic moves you could make. And then comes the final step. It just starts executing on the obvious operational decisions by itself, freeing you, the owner, to actually focus on growing the business. Now, what makes this model so incredibly powerful isn't just the tech itself. It's the engine behind it, the way it grows and gets smarter over time. It's built on what's called a dual flywheel engine. Let's break that down. All right, flywheel number one is all about intelligence. Picture this. Every single studio that signs up is feeding the AI more and more data about what works and what doesn't. This creates this incredible network effect. So let's say a studio in Ohio figures out a class schedule that boosts attendance by 20%. Bam! That insight can be shared, and every other studio using the system can benefit from it, like almost instantly. It's a shared brain that's constantly getting smarter. Okay, now for the second flywheel, distribution. This is brilliant. The lead gen agencies that are already working with these studios can partner up and bake this AI right into what they offer their clients. And for them, this is a game changer. It's not just another tool, it's a way for them to actually guarantee results.
Imagine walking into a potential client's office and saying, "I'm not just going to promise you growth, I'm going to plug in a system that delivers it." That's a whole different conversation.
So when you lock these two flywheels together, the intelligence engine and the distribution engine, you get something truly incredible. The system doesn't just grow, it compounds. It's not a straight line up, it's an explosive curve. See, more users make the AI smarter, and a smarter AI brings in even more users. It just feeds on itself.
Okay, let's zoom out for a second. What's the end game here? Where's all this actually going? Well, it's heading toward a future of truly autonomous business.
What we're seeing is AI evolving from being a simple advisor to being a full-on operator. Think about that. It's going from a system that just suggests what you should do to one that just does it. All of it. The scheduling, the billing, payroll, keeping your members happy, it's all just handled automatically.
And it is so important to get this. This is not just an upgrade. This is not SaaS 2.0. We are talking about an entirely new category of technology, autonomous business infrastructure. It's a total replacement for the old way of doing things. It's designed to finally let humans get back to doing what we do best, building relationships and creating real value. And really, when you boil it all down, that's what this is about. The biggest, most profound transformations in tech, they don't feel like some chaotic revolution. They just feel like relief, like a massive weight has just been lifted off your shoulders. It's that feeling of finally getting to work on your business instead of just being trapped working in it. Make no mistake, this is happening. It's happening quietly, but it is happening fast. The tools we've been wrestling with are starting to fade into the background, and true intelligence is taking their place. So the only question left to ask is your business ready for the quiet revolution?